it's one thing that you keep on listening to podcasts or watching English movies, may enhance nun yung listening skills mo. Pero if you keep on speaking with the native speakers ngayon, sabi ni Ariam kanina, doon talaga may enhance na, okay, dapat pala ganito yung pag-pronounce. So, isa yun sa mga, and then paano pa na natin may improve yung stuttering and then yung mga fillers? Kasi alam ko marami mga concern ganyan.
That's actually one of the most common problems that we get from newbies that come into the call center industry, and they stutter kasi mabilis sila mag-isip. Tapos, they transliterate, meaning to say that yung nasa isip nila yung Tagalog na sentence, ginagawa nilang English.
Yeah.
Word per word.
There's an extra process. No?
So, minamadali. Tapos, nagsastutter kasi nga, they're trying to get it out all. Kasi since we're fast talkers, diba, as Filipinos. So, what can I do? What I usually tell my trainees if I'm in a room with them is that I would tell them, una-una sa lahat, relax.
Yeah.
You need to relax kasi if you're going to overthink the way that you construct sentences, this is what's going to happen. You're going to stutter. Right? And then the fillers will come in because ang dami mo na sinabi, yung incoming na sentence mo, hindi pa buo. Yun fillers, right?
Yeah.
So, the first thing that they really need to do is to calm down when they're talking in English. Relax lang and just know that if they make a mistake, it's fine. Kasi they're scared to make a mistake and that's why they place in also the fillers as well.
That's right. And for them to really avoid fillers, one thing that they would have to do is before they open their mouth, they have to make sure that there is already a clear thought organization.
Complete thought, yeah.
Pero organizing one's thought is somehow difficult, especially for someone who lacks the skill to speak, or who lacks the skill in the language. Kasi nga, just like what she said, no, na
Tina-translate.
But we can't really avoid that. You know, for some people, sinasabi na, hey, don't think in Filipino, think in English. But we cannot help it because this is how these people were trained, or ito yung nature nila, nag-iisip sila sa Filipino. So trainers have to be more patient.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kasi dapat alam nila na nagtra-transition. Okay. Kasi one thing, kaya sila hindi nag-iisip in English because they don't have that rich vocabulary. Okay, so one thing that these, newbies would have to learn is enrich their vocabulary, be more familiar with the language, learn the structure of the grammar or of the language, para pag nag-organize na sila ng thought, they won't have to think in Filipino and then later on translate in English. Kasi ang danger noon, yung nag-English sila but they sound Filipino pa din.
Oh yeah, okay. Pag-usapan din pala natin today yung mga common mistakes or errors or yung mga lapses ng mga Filipinos when it comes to using the language. Kasi paano natin malalaman kung ano yung tama kung hindi natin ina-acknowledge, kung hindi tayo aware dun sa mga mali, di ba? Mga common grammar errors.
Oh gosh, there's so many, right? I mean, let's go to the most famous, the P and the F. Oh my gosh, it's like, you know that when you've gone through communications training, once that you hear that from a newbie, you know that there's no going back. Well, honestly, it's really hard to correct it because it's not about just the pronunciation. It's about how they use their jaw to pronounce and their lips, how to pronounce words.
Okay, that's the technical part
That's
of it.
the technical part of it. So, but once that they're aware, and as a trainer, when you start helping them self-correct, dun naman meron kahit papano. So, P and F, the B and the V, ayan. And then the prepositions, yan talaga yung mga favorite ng Pinoy talaga when it comes to mistakes.
Yeah.
Prepositions is always the most common.
Right, but one thing that is good about Filipino English is that it has rhotic accent. So our accent is closely patterned to that of North American English. So it is a lot easier for Filipinos to actually learn the accent. Okay, kaya ng iba minsan nagfi-fake ng accent.
Yeah.
Right? So you'll be surprised na minsan, Pinoy ba kausap ko?
Yeah.
Diba? Pero how would I say that? Hindi ganun yung accent is not everything though. So we'd have to look into the structure of the language. Okay, so ito na yung grammar and dito na yung mga did plus 8.
Yeah.
Like, did you 8 already?
Did na past tense pa.
Did na plus past tense. Okay, but just like what I mentioned earlier, MA, these people would have to learn the difference between an error and a mistake. Kasi minsan, etong mga trainees, yung newbies, they punish themselves.
Yeah.
Parang they're being too harsh to themselves na mistakes lang naman yung nakakommit nila. Hindi naman talaga error, but they feel bad.
What's the difference between a mistake and
So, an error actually in linguistics, in linguistics, an error is something that the speaker is not really aware that he or she is making. Okay, this is because the person doesn't have the knowledge, okay, or understanding of, say, the rules of the language. Okay, pero yung mistake, ito yung mga slips. Right. So there is a chance na yung mistake nakukorrect ni speaker niya mismo without being called out.
Yeah, okay.
So pag ang tao alam naman na, oh, I'm sorry, I meant this.
Yeah.
So it means it was just a mistake. So yung mga tao naman na nagbibigay ng feedback, dapat alam nila.
Alam nila na mistake.
Para hindi naman na-hurt yung tao na binibigay.
Common issue siguro doon yung like, kung di ka aware, like normally Filipinos, they don't know na walang plural form yung feedback equipment, diba? Pero since
Furniture.
Filipino kasi English, and then pag ginugol mo kasi marami namang entries talaga na like yung advices, diba? Ako nalaman ko lang din na nga wala palang plural form ng advices.
It should be pieces of advice.
Correct, kasi wala siyang ang tawag doon, non-countable, may ganun siya. So ang tawag doon error kasi you're not really aware.
Yes.
Okay, kaya naman you're accustomed to it kasi nga because everyone's doing it, or in the Filipino culture tama naman na siya, naintindihan mo naman, di ba? And then the thing with Filipinos kasi, di ba, parang nandun yung smart shaming na parang yun lang papalakihin mo pa. Diba? Masyado tayong lenient or tolerant na hindi natin ina-acknowledge na why not just do something right, o kaya naman kahit yun man lang, do not take for granted the seductive power of a correct, perfect grammar. Not really super perfect, but it's like decent or proper.
And I like what you said, MA, kasi ang grammar really came from the word glamour.
Glamour.
So, pag maganda ang grammar mo, yung speech mo is glamorous.
Yeah, at saka nakaka-attractive talaga, no?
Yes.
When someone, especially sabi nga nila, light, ano tawag dito, yung light travels faster than sound. So minsan, kapag nakita natin yung, ang ganda-ganda naman niya, ang gwapo naman niya, ang ganda ng bihis niya. So, normally na attract agad tayo. And then, pag nagsalita na, di ba, that's the sound. Yun ang parang kung sana naging
Hindi ka na nagsalita.
nagsalita.